I
Super.
wanted to say thank you so much, Nicole, for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Now that I know that you have 3 jobs
Oh my God.
to share with us. And so I'm just going to go ahead and mute myself and Annette and whoever else comes on, and it is all yours.
Well, before you mute, do you just want me to like throw up all over the place and tell you about how I, like sort of how I manage my day, or is there anything
Yeah,
specific that you want me to
I
talk
mean,
about? Okay.
whatever you feel that, was super key and how it was able to kind of transition you from maybe just like barely making it at Success Club to now consistently just killing it. What are
Yeah.
like those key things that you feel are non-negotiables that we have to, that kind of stand out? And then whatever else, little tidbits that come to mind.
Okay. Well, then unmute yourself periodically and jump in if you think I'm getting off track.
No worries. Okay.
That'd be great. Good. 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 So, right. So it's been 2.5 years since I started with Beachbody. I was in for 1 month before Kim convinced me to be a coach. And most like the rest of us, right? She just keeps convincing us to do stuff. She consistently said, you'd be a great coach. I'm like, I don't want to be a coach. I have enough to do. I have 2 jobs. And I ended up giving her a bunch of referrals. And she said, don't you understand? You're doing all of the vital behaviors. She didn't use the word, but at the time you're doing all the vital behaviors of a coach. You're living your world out loud. You're sharing with people. You're a product of the product, all of those different things. Being a life coach, I have believed in personal development for a really long time. And so I never called it personal development. I just sort of was always reading and trying to learn more and better myself. So, I was sort of doing all of those things. So she asked me to be a coach. And I honestly had no idea what I was doing. So the coaching, the intro to coaching and all of these coaching, Facebook pages we have didn't really exist when I jumped on. And I never paid attention to the back office because I just was like not really trying to do it. I just was, as people were asking me for help or what are you doing? You've lost weight, you look good, blah, blah, blah. I simply just signed people up. And I would text Kim and say, how do I sign somebody up? And she's like, what? She's like, read the back office. Here's what's happening. So I sort of fell into it. But what I'll tell you, number one is outside of my time management, which I can talk about in a second, I live my life out loud. I just live it out loud. I live my fun stuff out loud. I live my bad shit out loud. I've lived 2 knee surgeries out loud. And I know what happens is that's what's attractive to people, is that they're just simply interested in what I'm doing. I signed a coach up tonight about an hour ago, and she said to me, one of the things that I've always failed at is keeping up with it because I let my busy life get in the way. I'm always so busy. And she said, but now that you're my coach, I guess you're not going to let me get away with that, that I'm too busy. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you get away with being too busy to take care of yourself. That's ridiculous. And so I think that is what's attractive about me when people come to me as a coach, is that I can fit it in, right? So I again, this summer I sold a house, I sold 2 houses, I built a house, I have a live-in 87-year-old mother-in-law who is disabled. I had knee surgery and I was non-weight bearing for 6 weeks. My daughter broke her foot in the middle of all of that, right? So all of this, and when people say, oh my gosh, I can't, I have a new puppy. Like I have to take care of my new puppy. I'm like, get over your damn self. No puppy is going to, be in your way of working out and doing that for 30 minutes a day or whatever. So I think that's what's attractive about me as a coach. So I think that that's sort of what I bring forward. Or at least that's what people keep telling me. How do I manage it? I'm going to tell you that sometimes I don't, right? I mean, so if anybody has a way to be perfect, like I would love just to sit back and listen to you guys tell me about how you're perfect and how you get it done, but sometimes I don't, right? So I'm an executive at my company. It is not a 9-to-5 job. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing I do is I get on my phone and I check it and I see what's happening with my work first, and then I check Beachbody, and I'll talk about that in a second. So there's some times that I am working from 6 in the morning until 10, 11 o'clock at night on my real job, on my full-time job. And sometimes that just means that I simply don't pay attention to Beachbody that day. And by don't pay attention, if someone texts me and says, there's a text right now. If somebody texts me and says, hey, I have a question, of course I answer them, right? Because my job is to be their coach and I answer them, but I might not be able to proactively be like, it's International Women's Day. Like, let me lift people up and let me do whatever. Like today, I barely had the ability to get out there because I had stuff to do. So sometimes I don't. So I just want to put that out there that I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. And, when I first started, everybody told me to do a power hour every day. And sometimes I can't. Sometimes I just can't. And especially now with all these groups happening, there's an Instagram group, there's a Bling group. Do your homework. My homework, that's 5 hours worth of shit. I can't get it all done. So I catch up when I can and I do what I can. But from a time management perspective, I set my alarm for 5:05 every single morning. I don't know why not 5 o'clock. It's just 5:05. I think like when I scrolled on my phone to get to 5 o'clock, it went to 5:05. I'm like, that's beautiful. So 5:05, I get up, I lay all my clothes out in the morning. I do a morning workout. I get dressed in the bathroom. I don't do anything until I come down. I make my shake the night before. It's a little not as delicious as it is the night when you make it in the morning, but it's fine. So I chug down my shake, and as I'm chugging down my shake, I log on to my phone, and the first thing I do, I never check my notifications yet. I get on, I currently have 3 groups that I'm running. 4 if you include, I have an alumni group. But I have 3 very active groups, and I get in and I post in my active groups. What's happening? What are you doing? Here's what's, the motivation for the day. One of my groups is an ADD obsession. So we're all on the same page. And I post whatever I'm going to do. If I challenge my folks 2 or 3 times a week with something extra. So sometimes it's a water challenge. Sometimes it's a smile at people challenge. Sometimes it's a hold a door for somebody challenge. Sometimes it's a pay it forward challenge. And then I make them post back in addition to here's my workout, here's my food, here's my water intake, here's my PD. I make them respond back about the things that they're doing in this extra stuff. A lot of it is personal development related, but sometimes if it's in a group that's not as physically challenging as like a ADD obsession, I might ask them to do, wall squats or a couple more sets of stairs or something. It depends on the kind of group that I'm in. So I post to my challenge groups, and then I go through my notifications. Usually by this time I'm on my Energize. I drink my Energize while I'm checking. And sometimes I don't get through my notifications because I also have an alarm on my phone. Let me see if I can show you my ridiculous phone. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm sure you guys all have similar ones, but these are my foods and everything. But then I have, this is my 5:45 a.m. is when I have to start working out. Because that keeps me on time. I have to leave the house at a certain time to take my daughter to school and then get off to work. Right. And it goes on all day long, all those alarms. But what'll happen is if that alarm goes off, that tells me that I haven't, there's a gnat. It tells me that I have enough time to leave my kitchen if I'm not done my Energize, leave my kitchen, fill up my hydrate, and get downstairs into my basement to start working out. So sometimes I don't get the opportunity to finish my notifications, and that's fine with me. I try to get them done sometime between the shower and I leave for work, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes if I get to work, will try to do a post, if I took pictures. Sometimes I do videos of my workouts, or I take pictures of a workout move of the day. I don't have time to get them done in between my workout and getting out of work. So if I have time, I'll post them. When I get at work, I usually get to work about 8 o'clock. I'll work on Beachbody till about 8:15. And then for the most part, I'm off of Beachbody until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes I get a power hour in, sometimes I don't. And right now I'm training 2 new coaches. So I'm super excited about that. And then I usually somewhere when I first sit down on the couch around like 8 o'clock, I text them both and I just say, how are you? What are you doing? What help do you need? And I'm also right now building, because I have such a small team, I am building a Facebook page just for my personal coaches. And then for the first time, I know lots of coaches already do that. And then I post stuff. Sometimes I'll say, here's something new I've learned. Here's something I just saw in the back office. What do you guys think? Go check it out. And I give them a little bit of homework, but that's only like once or twice a week. So, dear Kristen, is this interesting? Is it helpful?
Absolutely. Yes. I think I'm glad that you kind of went through your day as far as what time and everything, because that will really help. And there's a couple of ladies who aren't on the call right now, and it's basically mostly just time difference because one's in Canada.
Yeah.
And then the other one is in, I can't remember, I think Pennsylvania or something. But she doesn't have like a lot of data. She doesn't have Wi-Fi. But
got it.
It's nice because they're the early risers, because I am not an early riser just by pure choice now. I don't have to.
Awesome.
I just don't. I don't even know what time Annette gets up. I know at one point she was getting up at like 4 a.m, and I was like, no.
Oh my God.
No. I'm probably
4. She says 4. Jesus, Mary and Joe.
Yeah. No. Not happening at all.
Oh How many cameras do we have on Annette?
2.
Annette, is it like, I feel like I should be paying for watching you walk around here.
Hold on, we can't hear you. Hold on. What did you say?
There she is.
I'm trying to get my dinner ready
Oh,
and get a glass of ice. So I'm walking around.
All good. Yeah, because I think it's important for other people to know that the way that, maybe I do it, or the way that Kim explains how to do it, during a power hour, that it's not like it has to be so set in stone, like this is the only way you can be successful and this is the only way you do it. Or then if, like you said, there's some days that maybe you just don't get one in, and then like we automatically like, oh, well, I'm never going to be successful, or I'm a horrible coach, and then we just start going that way. And we all are not perfect. We give ourselves grace, just do better the next day.
Yeah.
And again, it's just like last week I had Preeti on, and a lot of what she said was a lot of what I've been telling my coaches, but sometimes it's just nice to hear it from somebody else.
Sure.
Maybe it's a different wording, or be like, okay, so Kristen really, like, that really is real. Like, she's not just telling us some fluff.
That's right. It's the mom effect, right? They get tired of listening to you.
Yeah. We got it. It's like,
it's so funny.
So that's where I know for myself, I probably fall in that same thing too, where I'm like, well, crap, I didn't get anything in, or I feel horrible, or there's so many groups. And then Julie Weisenberg is my success partner, and she's like, are you going on that diamond call? I'm like, I can't go on the mastermind call. Like, I'm at a swim thing. Like, there's no way I can listen, or, I got a kid who doesn't want to stay in the swim lessons. Like, no, I'm going to miss it. If it's recorded, I'll catch up,
Right.
It's just, I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm the only one that's like horrible. I'm like, oh shit, what was in the bling bling group? There was homework.
Oh my God, let me tell you something. So what I do, and so I don't know, maybe you guys have advice for me too. Let me find it. So, I check, I wish Facebook was a little different. Like you could click unread, like you can in your emails, right? So I get a notification, and so Kim in this bling group was like, I don't know if you can see that.
Yes.
She posts this little thing, and I was like, whatever. And I was scrolling, and then it was like homework. I'm like, shit. So I took a screenshot. So this is my whole camera on my phone is full of my to-dos, because I'm like, okay, these are the 10 things I have to do, and I'm behind, but I do them or I don't. And I consistently tell Kim, like, listen, my goal in life is to climb the corporate ladder. I love corporate America. I love being an executive. I mentor women in the executive world. I love it. I love it. And I love getting paid vacations. I love somebody else contributing to my 401k. Like this is good for me. And my life coaching business that I set up 9 years ago, I do it. I take on 4 or 5 clients a month. I do it. I bound my time. I only do it during certain times. I only take on certain clients. And I've made a deal with myself. When my kids are out of college, I may stop in corporate America, and I will travel the globe doing life coaching, right? Like, so
Wow.
yeah. So my,
Yeah, awesome.
that business is actually global. So, which is awesome. It's actually what I wanted. I'm like, listen, coaching people in Westchester, Pennsylvania, where I live, like amazing, pays the bills, but I want to coach people in Japan and all over Europe and in Denmark, like Saskatchewan. Like I have customers in different places because that makes me better, right? Like that's my personal development. So anyway, but I said to Kim, listen, I'm a hobby coach. Like I am a hobby coach and I will work this in as I can work it in, and then, sometimes, and I say this with the utmost love and appreciation for Kim pushing me, she's like, Nicole, I need you to be diamond. You've been emerald long enough. You need to be diamond. I'm like, okay. And then I was, pushing Preeti because she's going to rule the world in one hot minute. Right. And so Preeti became diamond. So I became a 1-star diamond, and Kim's like, let's get you to 2-star diamond. I'm like, oh my God. Right. Like I just barely wanted to be a coach. Like, I mean, I just want to help people. Like, I don't know if I have the time and energy to run a great big team. Right. But if you train them well enough, just like your kids, right. If you love on them in the beginning, you give them the tools, you give them this huge network that we all have, then it's okay. But anyway, I was rambling, but I just wanted to say one other thing, Kristen, because you had said, sometimes we all feel bad, like I'm behind on my homework, I don't have stuff to do. I try to keep I have given myself 30 little books, a little calendar, like, Lauren Olson's like, I have a new calendar from Target, right? Like she's cracking me up with all of her calendars because I'm the same way. I've made myself 100 different task lists and programs and calendars. And what happens, right? I know. Yeah, there they are, right? Mine are Post-its. I signed a new coach up tonight. I was in my kitchen. I grabbed a Post-it, wrote her shit down on a Post-it. Oh my God. Great. I wrote her shit down on a Post-it. And then I did it on, share a cart. Yes. And then I threw the Post-it out. Oh, that's exhausting, right? Because I know I have all of her stuff online now, so I don't need it. So anyway, what I'll tell you is I set goals for myself, and I set a list. And I got this from my professional coach like 10 years ago.
Okay.
You can have a list this long. Like, I don't know if you can see me. This long, right? You can have. That's stupid. You'll never get everything done. So so I might have a to-do list that's 1,000 lines long, but I have a daily list that has 3 to 5 things on it and never anything more. If you cross all 3 to 5 out, then you can add another one on, but only 3 things a day. I choose 3 things because I like to win. If I have 5 things, I'll never get them done. So I put 3 things on my list every single day. And I put it on the cover of my calendar because now some days I don't even get a chance to open up my calendar. So I put it on the cover of my calendar, and it's to live my life out loud, because whatever that means, it means. It's to contact the people who need me and contact the people who I need and the people who need me. Those are my 3 things. And that's it, right? So that can mean a different thing every single day.
Yes.
Because sometimes, right, like people be like, PM 10 people a day, cold message 10 people a day, add 5 new friends a day. I don't, sometimes I'm like scroll. Now I feel like a troll, right? I'm like scrolling through like my husband's feed. I'm like, do I know that guy? What are they going to think? I want them to lose weight. Like I can't, it's a lot for me. So live my life out loud, contact the people I need, contact the people that need me. And then every day I look at that and it means something different to me, right? So live my life out loud. If I figure out that I haven't shown up on Facebook or social media, I take some stupid ass selfie, right? And I'm like, I am so busy. I miss you. I'm sorry I'm not on social media today, right? And I get PMs from people everywhere. We missed you. What can we do for you? What's happening? And then it just opens, conversations that happen, right? In and out. They happen. And then people that need me, sometimes I just open up my customer list and I'll say, hey, I haven't heard from you. Are you okay? If there's people missing in my challenge groups that I haven't heard from, I'll take 3 minutes and I'll text them or PM them, or my personal favorite is to call them out in a challenge group. They're like, damn it, I was hiding. I'm like, I know you were. Like, I'm not new to this. you know, and then, you know, the people that I need, I put out there, I'm like, I'm looking for challengers or I'm looking for whatever. So some days it manifests its way like that. Sometimes it doesn't. But for me, it takes me out of that shit. I'm behind. Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't do my 5 p.m.s yesterday and I didn't do my 5 p.m.s today. Now I have to do 10. Mm-hmm. It's not me. That's not authentically me.
I think that's where it stifles me to where then I don't want to do anything because I can't figure out how people are doing it with a full-time job and then family life and then this job. So now I can't do any of it at work. Before, when I was posting all the time, I was doing it at work. Well, now my job is on the line and I can't do it anymore. My 18-year job.
Oh, God.
So now I feel even more lost because now I can't even post in 9 and a half hours. I can't get on my phone. And I'll sneak in the bathroom and like if I need to talk to Kristen or something, or I'll do a quick post to my groups live in the morning, but I'm at work already.
Yep.
So I'm at 15 minutes before I clock in, I'm trying to do a million things.
Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't even think about that and just go off your little 3 things. That would work for me. So.
Yeah, I mean, Annette, I'm telling you, that's exactly how it is for me. I can't even, like, I'm in meetings upon meetings and I just can't be like, oh, hold on, let me post online. And I love that people do it. It's not that that someone's telling me I can't. I mean, I shouldn't,
right,
in my position, but I don't have the ability to even pick up my phone. Sometimes I pick up the phone and it's my kid from 3 hours ago. Mom, are you picking me up at basketball today? I'm like, shit. Right.
Nope, sure didn't.
Right. No, hope you found a ride home. But right. So I think in that, for me, what happens is I just took the pressure off of all of that. Like you have to.
Right.
And I feel more successful that way. Now I do set soft goals for myself. I always want to hit SC5 by the 10th of the month and SC10 by the 15th. Doesn't always happen, right? Just last month in February, I didn't hit 5 until like the 23rd. And then I hit 10 on the 28th, right? And it almost didn't happen. Okay. Okay. If it doesn't happen, but, you know, so I keep those things in mind where I like to really push the first 5 to 10 days of the month. Not that I'm going to relax after that, but there's that pressure, right? To hit Success Club because everybody wants to hit Success Club for whatever reason. Like, even though I signed 10 people up for BOD, nobody cares about that.
Right. See, and that's why I think sometimes it's like, but I sold, you know, all this stuff, but yeah, it's the head game, I think, for me with not having and now we're having a baby and we're having a baby in the house.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's grandchild number what, 11?
10. That's my number 10. Yeah, I counted him because he's almost here.
Okay.
But she's dilated now.
Oh, wow.
She's 4 centimeters and 30% expanded.
Effaced, yeah.
Effaced, yeah. So I had to look that up yesterday because when I had babies, that word didn't exist.
They didn't tell you those things, and you're like, she's ready. Just
right. I see a baby's head. Do you want to push? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm getting my workouts done at like 9:30 at night. I hate it. I hate it. But with the eating, I just can't get in that food in the morning because I love to work out in the morning. But once it gets warm, I'm going to try to move my morning workouts because then I'll have the evening free.
Okay.
But now we're nesting.
I was going to say, a new baby in the house. I don't know how much free time you're going to have.
Yeah.
I don't know either. I have one question. So when you're doing like your posts and stuff, do you think ahead of like when what kind of post you're going to post, or, when you're going to do a call to action, or when you're going to do this or that? Like, do you think ahead of time, or do you just kind of like, but
both. So, my success partner is Jenny Ricci. She reached out to me a little while ago. So she's under Amber. I don't know if you guys know her. Yeah. And so we have decided to have a monthly calendar. So every month, hi, Kenny. We have a monthly calendar, and we set it up together. And so we put on, like Sundays, coach post, Monday, modify Monday, or Tuesdays, whatever. And so we just have one idea per day for every day of the month.
Okay.
And then of course we do more. So a little bit of both. One, I have one post that I know I have to do every day. And then the rest of it is spontaneous or whatever I feel like on there, because I feel like that's more authentically me. I used to use a program called Hootsuite. And I would, I don't love it anymore, but I would set like 15 to 20 posts like on a Sunday, and I would get them all done. And then they would just pop up on my newsfeed. And I was like, that's not what I'm feeling today. Right? Like, it's what I was feeling a week ago when I set it up. So hopefully that answers your question. I do both.
Yes, it does. Because I used to do that. I used to use Hootsuite. I used to pre-schedule a lot of things like recipes or like motivation, just kind of things that could be done ahead of time.
Yeah.
But like I might do like a motivation one. I'm talking about how I'm feeling, and I'm like, even like my boyfriend now, he's like, you don't feel like that today. Like, I'm like, shut up.
And he's like, and that's not even what you're wearing.
No, yes, exactly. He's like, you did not put your makeup on today. I was like, shh, nobody has to know that.
Right, zip it.
So now I'm like, I kind of don't do that anymore, but I've been trying to tell Annette that, like, there might be some times where if she's stressing about, the like 9 hours of not being able to post, that if she looks like ahead, like I look ahead and I pre-schedule certain ones still. I kind of look at my calendar, like if I know, like, oh my gosh, like, okay, like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I literally have no free time. So I need to do something so that there's at least some presence. It doesn't look like I just fell off. And so I felt like, maybe like I've been telling Annette to schedule, to practice, and to learn how to schedule ahead of time.
Yep.
And I think at least if there was just one post during the day while you're at work, Annette, that might just alleviate that stress of like, oh my gosh, I'm not even present. Like, what if I'm missing something, or what if, people are missing me? If you got that one there, it's just like, you can just, that pressure, that stress is done.
Yep. Absolutely. And sometimes I do that with like recipes, because it's not about how I'm feeling, what's happening or whatever, or like a call to action, right? Like, so sometimes, or what I do sometimes is, I'm sure you guys do it, but I'll go out to YouTube and I'll find like a funny, stupid thing. And then I'll copy the link, right? Because whatever, the algorithm says that they bring, all the algorithm with that link with you. Yeah. So in that post, I try to schedule some of those posts, because during the day, for me, my people are working during the day. So they're not looking at Facebook. So I don't want to waste a good post, in the middle of the day, but I'll bring one that has a lot of followers to at least try to keep my page moving, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Does that help, Annette?
Yeah.
And then you can schedule them a whole week in advance, right?
Because today I was freaking out because I hadn't been on. So when I went to the bathroom, I had saved the post of the treat, the sweet treat.
Yeah.
And usually I post them on Friday so the girls can buy their stuff and do it. But I just went in the bathroom and posted and said, oh, look at sweet treat. Because I know that I don't want them to think I disappear,
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I don't think they'll think that you disappear if you kind of follow like what Nicole was saying, which is like that living out loud and just really putting it out there. They're like, I have a job. This is what I do. This is my life. And so I'm sure there's a lot of other people who, they have that same hours. And so they're probably maybe even thinking before, like, how is she working and doing this or getting this done? You know, like you probably confused them a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. Right. I believe that. Like, hey, you're not going to see a lot of me during the day, but you'll see me at night and I'm here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and that one of the things I was thinking of when you were telling me that you were nesting and you were having this new baby coming in, like, post the hell about that constantly, right? Like, so for me during my knee surgeries, I use the hashtag ACI surgery, right? Because that's the kind of surgery I had and nobody knows what it is. And so it's not ACL surgery, it's ACI. I have 4 new customers who have are all about to get, one of them has since gotten it, and 2 of them are about to get the exact same surgery. And it's a very rare surgery. So they were like, hi, Instagram. Hi, can I talk to you? Like, can we talk? What's happening with the surgery? Blah, blah. Well, meanwhile, everybody's trying to get lean and mean. So guess who's drinking Shakeology? Right? Guess who's drinking Shakeology? 4 people with ACI surgery. So all I'm saying is, if you're like, I'm a crazy grandma, I am working full time, I have new babies in my house, blah, 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 like that could be your people, right? Like those are your people. So whatever your life is, and, you know, like Kristen was saying, like,
my dining room since the baby shower is just like this high, full of baby stuff, and I never thought of taking a picture of it.
Oh my God, every day take pictures of it.
Yes.
Every day. Little diapers.
I'll have to tell you, the Instagram boot camp, I mean, I'm usually like a day behind, but that has been so much more educational understanding of how to approach Instagram or my pictures, any of this kind of stuff, and figuring like there's a rhyme or reason that should be done on Instagram and posting.
Mm-hmm.
And now I kind of get like the stories part. And so in that, like you don't have to like be MIA on social media. You can literally just do stories, and you don't even have to have like an actual like well thought out cohesive sentence. It literally is just like picture, or, you know, maybe location, some kind of clever thing, and boom. And sometimes I'll save those pictures, and then later on, because I'm like a recycler.
Me too.
I'm like, oh, that was a good picture, and I'll just kind of crop out all of the text and use that later.
That's awesome.
To understand the usefulness of Instagram stories.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more of like the window into like our day and our life. So showing the hot mess stuff, the venting, like the other day I was like, I'm alone in this garage. The garage door is closed because I can't open the damn thing, because the 5-year-old is the man of the house and has to open the garage door. But where are they? I'm still waiting for them to come downstairs. You know, that was my quick little video on Instagram stories. So I'm like, I need to start sharing more of that. And like, I didn't know Christina Delgado's son had autism. I'm like, holy cow. I know I've been talking about this, but I just didn't know how to open that world. Right. Now I'm getting it. Instagram stories is how I'm going to just start sharing those little breadcrumbs of today in our autism world. This is what's working, and this is what's not working. And
right. And I'm alone in my garage.
Yeah. Here he is on the floor. Here he is like almost like choking himself in with the seatbelt because he's like this in the car. So that like you could be using that. Just, you know, showing, nesting, you know, just like here's another day and prepping for this baby number 10, you know, and just keep going every single day. It's kind of like literally this is for real your online or reality kind of little reality show.
Because since I've fallen off with
say fallen off.
What?
You say falling off.
Well, since I would have the flu and then my mouth.
So life, it's like I'm having trouble posting all the old stuff I used to. Then don't. Start over.
But the wheel has helped.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that wheel. That wheel was like the simplest. I swear that was the easiest homework, but also the hardest. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, how do I describe myself?
I did the same thing. I was like, oh no. Oh wait, what about this one? Oh, and then I was like, oh, I'm a mom. Right, let me put that down.
I came up with like a ton of stuff. There are a few other things I could have added, and I'm like, maybe I won't, because I felt like I was like an addict of too many things, and then I wrote I'm sober. I'm like, that might kind of explain why I need to be sober. I'm like, this kind of addict, that addict. I mean, they're all positive ones, but when you use the word addict, I think too many times in the wheel, and then you say that you're sober now.
Right. People are like, okay.
That explains that word. And I wanted to do like, like my head was in the funkiest place with my ex-husband, but like talking about like co-parenting, like, a co-parenting failure, honestly, at that day. But I'm like, yeah, maybe
that's life. But it's life, right?
It is. And I'm like, that's not really a positive attribute about myself. I really should put on the wheel, like put that out.
That's saved for your private wheel.
Yeah, exactly. I figured out the memes that for Instagram, putting up there. So it's like I'm doing every third picture will be a meme. And
that's cool.
It's not very easy to try to actually consciously remember, like, well, shit, did I already do 2 pictures of myself or something? Do I need a meme? Ugh. I don't want to mess up the pattern, because I know that's supposed to be like important and showing consistency. And
I haven't even delved into it yet. I'm reading it. I'm like, oh my God.
It's overwhelming, but I get it. I get it, the aesthetic part of it, and it looking nice. But now I found like a crap ton of memes, and I had to like show my wife, and I'm like, okay, can I share this one? This one I might offend people. Like, I'm not so sure. Or like, I get it. I think it's funny, my humor, but I don't know if they're gonna get it. So I'm slowly trickling things in. And today's post I did was talking about like how much weight you've lost, and it kind of in a different.
How much cheese the average American eats in a year. Like, ew.
Right? But I think like it changes our mind, away from like the scale and whatever. Like when I read the comment, my friend said she had lost an elephant penis. I was like, I didn't know. Oh my God, what? And I had to like go back and read. I'm like, how many pounds is that?
That's amazing.
So apparently I didn't offend too many people, because they did talk about other things like that, and the human brain is not offensive, but
right.
I'm like, okay, good. Whew, I didn't like totally offend a bunch of people, but
yeah, but you're gonna just with a smiley face, right? I mean, people get offended by anything. So at some point, if you're happy with it and but
I think that Instagram is for sure the place where I can be a little bit more myself and have a little more of my personality, because that's been always my struggle. Kim always tells me that. She's like, you still have that wall. You still have a wall. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm not so sure everyone's gonna like what's on the other side of that wall.
Yeah. And the F-bomb is like a part of my world, and so I'm very snarky, and so I keep that a little bit off, because it's it's great. Well, I think it's great, but in constant interaction. But when it's just sort of 2-dimensional and out there, to your point, Kristen, it's a little bit hard to understand where somebody's coming from.
Exactly. And I don't really like to do it so much in like just text, because people can take that you can add an exclamation point, it can go up, it can go down, like the way that they read it is so complex, and I'm like, that is not how I meant it, but okay. But even if I speak, sometimes it's just I don't know. I think I'm just learning to kind of finally just be comfortable with who I am and not worrying about it. And I don't have anybody in my life who like judges every single part of me, my look, what words I used, what I say, what I share, what I don't share. Oh my God. The devil, he's calling me. Ugh.
He knows you're talking about him. He knows you're talking about him.
I know. Thank goodness. Well, I should have taken it off vibrate, because his ringtone, it's not a bad one. I wanted to do a bad one, but I didn't. more, it's like it's a good one for me, where it's this rapper, but he raps and he says, I am the alpha and I'm the omega. And he just keeps saying it. And I have to just remind myself, like, it's like woosah before I talk to him. Like, okay, yes, I can
That's
do
amazing.
And I found it, and I'm like, that's it. That's my ringtone.
My ringtone for my ex-husband was Gold Digger. And so when we got divorced, he's like, I'm taking you for half of everything you're worth. And I'm like this. I don't know if you guys remember, there was an old Doritos commercial that said, to eat all you want, we'll make more. Like, it was just, so I just kept saying, take all you want. Like, rob me blind, like, just sign the goddamn paper, like, just get out.
Yes.
And so, and my girls were really, really young when I got divorced. And so they had no idea, right? Like, so every time they're like, oh, they would hear the phone. They're like, Daddy's on the phone. And I'm like, oh my God, what would ever happen if they tell him what his ringtone is?
Oh,
Very
okay. Yeah, my
funny.
kids, they already know which ringtone it is. It's kind of funny, but yeah, no, he's I made it as easy as possible for him with the divorce. Even Julie was surprised. I filed in October and it was done the day after Valentine's Day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was like,
God
that's
bless
the best Valentine's Day present. Thank you.
you. That's awesome.
I hate that holiday anyways, but yeah, no, it's now he's like, I need you to call me ASAP.
Oh. Well, whatever he needs.
Yeah. Right. Just drop everything and we'll take care of him.
Yeah.
Annette, do you have any other questions for Nicole?
No, I think she answered a lot of mine, because I don't know how you do it. Now I do, but before I was baffled how everybody does it.
Yeah.
Working.
But that's the thing. Sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't. And that's the like relief valve, right? Like that takes the pressure right out of the balloon, because I went through a period where I was like, I don't want to. It became really unfun for me. Even at the end of last year, October, November, December, I was like, no, thank you. It's just not fun. It felt like an obligation. I felt like I had to get online every night. I felt like it was pulling away from time with my family. And I was like, it's not fun. It's just not fun. And then I just was like, I'm going to do what's fun for me. Like,
yes.
I'm either just not going to do it or I'm going to make it fun, but I'm not doing it like this. And I just sort of recentered myself and said, I'm going to do what I feel like doing. And if it means I'm a coach, an Emerald coach, a 20 billion star coach, doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to go help people. I'm going to help grow people. And that's it. That's it.
I love that.
Yeah. And then it's your energy, right? People are attracted to your energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Or not.
I feel about the same way at the end of last year. I was ready to give up.
Yeah.
Because I just felt like I wasn't doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that little voice in my head still is there. You're not doing enough. You're a failure, you know. But I'm really working on it. I know it's there now, and I do my personal. That's why I still wake up at 4, because that's my main important thing is getting that hour and a half of personal development for me, because I'm still trying to fight the depression and all that.
You do an hour and a half of personal development every day?
Yeah.
You're my hero.
I know, right?
Oh
yeah,
God.
because I don't read, so I have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I listen to podcasts or I watch YouTube video an hour, and then I do personal development on just being codependent. And then I do one, sometimes I do it on anger. So, you know, whatever I'm feeling the night before, I'll jot down what I need. And then I always do 30 minutes of Bible worship, something that feeds my soul, that gives me hope that it'll get better. So
you're better than me.
My God, that's amazing.
But I'm still messed up. But
well, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
I think it's forever. It's like life. It's like life going. Like we're just gonna. There's gonna be new things. It's not like I am perfectly, content and healed, and there are no issues and worries.
Right.
But at my age, I also wonder why is it taking me so long to get over this stuff, and I know because I haven't really forgave things, and
Yeah.
But then I'll pray and say I forgive them, but then and then the next week there's that thought again. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I just try to do it every day because it keeps me from just disappearing. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all you need to do.
Oh my God. Yep.
What else do you have in your being to give and to do?
Well,
Yep,
I even
just
thought
yourself.
about going to get professional help because I'm constantly going in and out of this depression, and I think I'm breaking the cycle, and then boom, I just get knocked down for probably the same things over and over and over. But I'm working on it. I do personal development more than I do anything in this job.
It's amazing. And you should post about that constantly.
I know, but then I think people see me as just weak because I was posting about being depressed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, is that really what they want to hear?
Yeah, but you don't necessarily have to put your problems out there. You can just put that you're working on stuff.
Yeah.
Right? You're working on it. And one of these things that you do is you get up and you do your Bible study or you listen to podcasts, and man, hasn't it centered you for the day? Right? You don't have to tell people all of your stuff. I mean, my husband jokes with me all the time. Oh my God, you're out there on social media constantly. And I said, yeah, but you know what? I don't put my private stuff out there. You know what I mean? Like I might put stuff like consumable stuff and real stuff, but I'm most certainly not like my husband and I got in a fight about finances. Like it's, you know what I mean? That's sort of my stuff. But I might say, man, I was in a bad place today, so I did extra personal development and I feel better, or, whatever. Because guess what? People come to you because they're like, well, what are you reading? What's happening? Like I have people that aren't even my customers that come to me and say, you're always reading something. Like, can you share what's happening or whatever? And you know what? Someday they might be my customer. Someday they might not. But people are listening to the fact that I'm constantly reading or listening or learning or... So I would put it out there as much as you can because it's you.
Yeah.
You don't have to put the reasons for your personal development, but just that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think before I was putting, because I always would talk about my depression. And then my son said, quit talking about that, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder you're always depressed. And I'm thinking, is that how people see me? And then I just quit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that block. And then you don't want to post about it anymore.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you still want to be relatable. And so that's where, sharing with people that you do have depression. They don't need to know the specifics of it, like Nicole is saying, but to show that, you know what, I'm still a functioning person and I struggle with depression. And this is what I do. Or like going the back and forth, like before Beachbody, this is what I would have struggled with. And these are the choices I would have made versus now. Thank goodness that I'm created these habits of daily 1.5 hours,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome. I don't get that at all every day. I'm lucky if I get that maybe once a week,
Right.
and kind of share with it that way, But you need to give yourself a lot more credit and a lot more grace in that. What I share with you or what Kim shares, for Fitspire and gives us the homework and stuff, like those are. I just take them as suggestions and you do them how it fits into my life, into my schedule. And, yes, I have been a coach for now. It's going to be 4 years at the end of May. Should I be past Diamond? Hell yes, I should be. But I'm not going to compare that to Nicole or to whoever else started the same time that I did, because my life and what I've done and what I've been capable of doing is different than everybody else.
Yeah.
So, it might take me longer, but I'm still there. I'm not a diamond that drops. I'm stuck at diamond. I don't go down. So I give myself that.
I always get them 2 people to sign, and I fail at that third one. Now 3 months in a row.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then I go in my head and say, oh, Kim's gonna think I'm not doing my job, you know, or
But the thing
Kristen's
is
gonna
that
be.
Kim is not your boss. You're
That's
your
right.
own
I
boss.
think about you too. I think about you too, and then my immediate thought is, I'm not doing this for Kristen this
No.
time. I'm not doing it for Kristen this time.
Like I'm not anything I do. I'm not doing it for Kim. It's a bonus for Kim. I think of it. It's a bonus to help. It helps Kim as a bonus if I am successful. But I'm not doing it for her because she's not paying my bills. She's not living my life day to day. You know, she's not, you know, dealing with trying to pay off, you know, all of the family debt that we accrued in our marriage and the ex doesn't pay off shit. She's not doing any of that.
Oh my God.
You know, so what I do is on me, and it's my boss. I'm the boss. It's my business. And, you know, everything else is a bonus. And I want to help everybody else, but I have to help myself first.
Right.
Yep. Same thing like with you. That's why you're doing your personal development. It's why you're working out every day, is you're taking care of you first. And then your team, and then me, and then Kim, we all benefit from it. But if you are doing it and you feel guilty that like, oh, we're going to be disappointed in you, or we're, you know, like, we're going to be like,
I think that's the big thing. Because now I'm at the point where I think my team is disappointed in me. I think Kim is disappointed in me. And I think you're disappointed because I get so close and I'm, you know, and then I think, are they thinking I'm not doing my job at the last day of the month? But I tried.
I know.
Hard, you know, but that's just where my head goes.
Nope, I'm not disappointed in you. I know you're working. I know you're working hard. So yeah, I think just absorb everything, especially from what Preeti said, what Nicole is telling us today as far as her schedule and how she does, you know, just picking those 3 and then and winning on those 3. And then everything else, again, like I said, is a bonus if you do more than that.
Yep. And again, sometimes I don't win on the 3. You know what I mean? And it's okay. It's okay, because if that means I get to win with my family, or I get to, you know, be at work or whatever, then that's my win, you know, and then I pick it up the next day and I'm like, let me try again. That's all I can do. Right.
Yeah. I just need to let the guilt go, you know, get out of here, because I think, I don't know, I'll get better.
You will. You will. We all will. Well, thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate it. You taking the time out to share with us. I wrote down a ton of notes, and I think after when I post this into my team page, I'm even going to write down kind of like your morning.
Yeah, sure.
Your morning
Awesome. Let me know if you need anything. I appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me. It was so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that a couple of my coaches, they noticed you. They look out for all of your posts, and so they're super excited. So I know that they'll be excited to watch this the rest of the day.
Awesome. Well, you girls have a good night. It's 8:30 here. My husband went out to get my oldest. She's at club volleyball practice. So when she comes home, guess who's having her shake and going to bed? This girl.
Yeah, do it. You gotta
all right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. My mouth is dead. All right. Annette, do you have anything else you want to talk to me about? I've got like 15 minutes.
I've just